just chilling, killing. True.
You ever take some Viagra and melatonin at the same time and see if you can jerk off before you fall asleep?
The fuck? No!
Well, that's what it's like to drive a Ford F-150.
Guess what, bitches? We fucking back. The bug fucking got me again. I couldn't stay away. The podcussy was just too good. Just too moist. And now that I have gotten rid of anybody who could have possibly wanted to give me a chance come my comeback. What is up, everybody? It's your boy TJ, aka Kill Murray 603, and welcome back, like 6-7 months after the fact, to Killing Time with Kill Murray, where we talk music, movies, wrestling, whatever the fuck happens to be prominent in my mind at this moment. We gonna talk about that shit. Now, I am currently still in bed. I am wrapped under covers. It is chilly in my room. I am comfortable. I'm much too lazy to get out of bed at this moment. So I will give you the rundown. I will get my lazy ass up and we will start this shit officially. The main topic at hand is movies that you have watched this year that you consider 5 stars across the board. And since the last episode at the beginning of March, I have watched a handful of quote-unquote 5-star movies. And I will be talking about all of them. Well, 5 of them. Also, a lot of changes happened. I got into some stuff. I finished some stuff. I caught up with a bunch of shit. We're going to get into all of that. And I got, just like every time, some music recommendations. Chocked full of shit on that first episode back. So I hope y'all are ready. Hope y'all holding on to your butts. Hope you got your coffee, a beer, whatever the fuck you want to drink. And I hope you got like 20-30 minutes. Because we're about to kill some time. Let's fucking go. Well, since the last time that we had an episode, which I don't have the exact date, but I know that Spotify, you bitches, made me delete like fucking 20 episodes of the podcast because I decided I was going to play clips of songs that you should check out to entice you more to check out those songs. And they were just a bit too long, and Spotify don't like that. So yeah, a lot of this shit is lost. I don't have the exact fucking date. But since that time, I'll say it's been roughly 6-7 months. We've changed a lot. I mean, fuck. I recently gone through another new metal phase. Feeling like a rebellious teen in the 90s that just found out what Hot Topic was. Because I've rekindled my love for System of a Down and Mudvayne. Man, do I fucking love Mudvayne. I've been listening to them over and over and over again the last couple months. And then they recently put out a new song. The first song, I think it was 16 Years. And while the mix is a little iffy, it sounds just like that album. I forgot. I think it's called like... it's the one with Not Falling on it. The one that they featured on the Ghost Ship soundtrack. Yeah. That song fucking rocks. The new song fucking rocks. It's called Hurt People, Hurt People. And essentially it's Chad Gray, the lead singer of Mudvayne, telling people how, like, he was in a bad place. Full of addiction and depression, just not a happy person. And his choices and his feelings caused him to hurt other people, which ultimately ended the band. And he's since apologized to all of them. They've made amends. They're working on new stuff. They're touring again. And this is the story of all that bullshit. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. And me being a huge Mudvayne fan, I am very, very excited at the new album that they are working on and the possibility of maybe seeing them for the first time. They were the band that got me into metal music and heavier music, but I've never gotten to see them. So that'd be really cool. And like, a milestone for me to check it off. I mean, there's a couple other bands that are very, very instrumental to me, and I haven't been able to see them. Haven't been able to see Third Eye Blind. That would be the top of the list. I did, however, see Circus Survive, which is one of my favorites. I saw Explosions in the Sky, which is another one of my favorites, and I've seen Bright Eyes. So the only ones left for me to see are Mudvayne and fucking Third Eye Blind. I gotta do Mudvayne and Third Eye Blind before they stop playing shows. But yeah. Still on the topic of new metal adjacent, Drowning Pool has recently been featured in a new song. A rap song, which kind of makes me excited because, like, the rap and metal, new metal shit that was back in the day seems to be coming back, seems to be important again. And Offset and Jid just pulled off a song called Bodies, where the backing of the beat, it's like, let the bodies hit the floor, let the bodies hit the floor. And on, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel, they had Drowning Pool in the background just fucking going ham. And they're just spitting bars. Offset was like, it's my song, I'm leading this shit. And then Jid comes in and goes, I'm making you the featured artist because watch what I'm about to do. And just sets ablaze and throws Offset's verse in the fucking trash. If you haven't checked it out before, please check it out. I don't fuck with Offset too often, but this one I do. Two other big things that have happened. It's been a long time coming for both of these. I've pretty much caught up with One Piece. I'm completely caught up in the anime. And in the manga, I am, I think, 2 books worth past where they are in stores. Currently, I'm like chapter 1150. So I'm like 10 or 11 chapters away from being completely caught up with the entire series and having to go week to week to week. When I last did this podcast, I think I just barely got to the Wano arc. So somewhere around like the mid 700s, maybe 800s, maybe. And now I am all caught up. A lot of shit. I've cried a couple times. I've said, oh fuck, about like 50 times. I've stayed up reading all night long, multiple nights. It's been an adventure. This current chapter, not giving any spoilers, but originally I was like, I'm not feeling it, fam. This might not be it. And then the last like 5 chapters, I've just been like, oh shit, it's about to go down. And now it's like, if I don't put it down after reading 1 chapter, I will catch up and I will be bored every fucking week. And I know it's overhyped for a lot of people. A lot of people are just like, yo, you are so annoying talking about One Piece. But honestly, if you have the time and you are interested at all, I highly suggest getting into One Piece one way, shape, or form. Either read it, watch the anime, watch the live action where the new season's coming out soon, or you can even wait until they revamp the series on Netflix. They're reanimating everything, they're condensing everything, and I think it's like one arc that would normally be like 100 episodes is going to be like 27 episodes. A lot more palatable, so if you have any interest, please just hang tight. We got you. Shit is on its way. I highly suggest checking out One Piece. Another thing that's been a long time coming is I finally finished the album. The album that I was George R.R. Martining this shit about, being like, it's on its way, it's coming. Just hang on. Well, it's coming. The end is near. The end is so fucking near. Because the end is October 24th. I have a song coming out September 24th, and then a month after that, the entire album drops. I believe it is 7 or 8 songs, an intro, a poem, and then just a little interlude. So like, we got shit. We're gonna get mad at the government. We're gonna make some verses that are silly as fuck. We're going to introduce you to a new friend, and I'm going to show you how much my style has evolved. So, since the last time you saw me, or listened to me, I guess, this wasn't video, I've watched a shit ton of movies. I became an angsty teen again. I caught up with One Piece. And I finally pulled the trigger, went to the studio, and recorded the fucking album. And now it's dropping. Lots of changes. But now we got all that shit out of the way, we gonna get to the real bread and butter of this shit. What are the best movies that I have watched since the last time we talked? I'm excited for this one. We got some doozies. Now, I don't remember if I said it before, but I'm not doing like 5 movies that came out this year. Though 2 of them did come out this year. I think 2 of them came out last year. And then the last one, maybe not the last one, I don't really know with the order, I'm not ranking these, came out in 95. So, they're not all necessarily new movies. They are the top movies that I watched since we've been gone. I don't need to get another fucking copyright strike on fucking Spotify and YouTube. Pricks. But I'm gonna go right down that shit and we gonna start it ASAP. And by that I mean right fucking now. I checked out the new Final Destination Bloodlines movie, and I've watched the first Final Destination like 10, 12 years ago. I was late to it. Remembered nothing. I remembered the fucking plane explosion. That was all that I remembered. I went back into it, I checked that out. I was like, I don't think I ever watched the second one. I watched the second one. Don't think I ever watched the third. Watched the third. I watched every single one of them since the last time we spoke. First one, really, really good. I think overall, I like the third one the most. Until Bloodlines. Bloodlines had enough of everything. Scale was all the way at the fucking top. And with the whole scene where the dude's getting sucked into the MRI machine, that was insane. I shouted, yo! So fucking loud. Dude, if you haven't seen this movie, and I'm sorry if I just spoiled a scene for you, but you gotta see it. I'm not giving you anything else. You gotta see it in context. This is gonna be up there. I think I gave it a 4.5 on Letterboxd. That's just because I rank everything in my notes app real specifically, and you can't get closer to 5 than 4.5 on Letterboxd. And I didn't give it a 5 on my notes, so I'm not giving it a 5 on Letterboxd. I'm not going to lie. Shit. Also, new movie that I saw, Fantastic Four: First Steps. Now, before this movie came out, I was looking at the casting decisions, and there wasn't a single casting decision besides the guy who was playing Galactus that I was like, yeah, this is a great choice. Julia Garner, incredible. But I'm looking at this going, the fuck? How does this make sense? And then I watched it. And it's not so much them looking like the characters or sounding like the characters, it is the acting. The acting was incredible. The story accompanied with it, putting them all in certain situations, incredible. I grew to love The Thing. I grew to love the quips that Johnny would throw out there. Vanessa Kirby was a great Sue Storm. Pedro Pascal did really good with the fatherhood, like patriarch of the family role. He did really good. Not as good as some of the other Reed Richards, but a really compelling performance. And then at the very, very end, almost made me tear up. And I'm not going to give much more than that. But if you've heard me talking about comic books before on this podcast, you would understand that. And if you haven't, how dare you? How dare you try to listen now after being a fake friend? Another new movie, Weapons. What it has in common with the last movie, Julia Garner. In this movie, she is the focal point. She does a great job. Her life is falling all around her. It's a fucking witch hunt. She feels like everyone's pointing their fingers at her. She's pointing her fingers at everybody else. It's thrilling. At times it's scary. At times it's hilarious. But it is, I would say, the most well-rounded horror movie that I have watched this year. Or that has came out this year, in my opinion, out of all the ones that I've watched. The stacked cast, incredible. Austin Abrams, who plays, I think his name is James in this movie. I'll say he is like a homeless drifter kind of person. He has been picked up to play the leading role in Zach Cregger's new Resident Evil movie. So that's pretty cool. We're developing stars in this bitch. And in Weapons, one of my favorite things is it has a long runtime, but they break it up into something. If they didn't break it up, this movie would probably only be like an hour and 10 minutes. Probably would have been like half of the runtime. But what they do is they give you the narration at the beginning. There's no picture, there's nothing going, there's just a voice telling you the whole plot of the movie. And then you watch it unfold. You watch the characters get introduced and how they work with each other. And then it cuts to a scene labeled that person's name. You get to see everything that's been going on in their life and what part of all of this they saw and their part in the grand scheme of things. I think there's 5 or 6 little breaks. They tell 6 different people's point of view. And then at the very end, it all culminates at the end and you get the last hurrah. And after knowing everybody's motivations, life's role in this, it makes it that much better. I don't know if it would have been as good if they didn't do that. You wouldn't have the character development. You wouldn't have fucking anything. You would have, here's the plot. Now you're gonna get confused as to why this person's here and why he's like this and who this person is. And haha, we found the cause. Would have been dog shit. Weapons, motherfuckers. You just said I gave that 5 stars. I gave that shit 5 stars. I gave Fantastic Four 5 stars. I gave Weapons 5 stars. I gave Bloodlines 4 2/3, just a little bit more than 4.5. And then we go to the older ones. We have a movie that came out in 1995. A movie that seemingly everybody that I've talked to about it has seen, and I have not seen. I feel very ashamed at all this. It's called To Wong Fu. Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. This is John Leguizamo, Wesley Snipes, and Patrick Swayze. And they all play drag queens. And they don't do it in a, look at me, I'm trying to be funny and I'm insulting the drag community. No, they immersed themselves. They fucking immersed themselves. They took classes. They took makeup classes. They went to so many of these clubs and learned how to perform and how people carry themselves and the humor they bring with things, and they put it in the movie. The drama was real. The comedy was incredible. Wesley Snipes being sassy as fuck. John Leguizamo being like, I'm a young drag queen with a point to prove and I'm just trying to find love. I gave this a strong 5 stars. It was incredible. And when I told people I watched it for the first time, they were shocked. Yeah, I didn't watch movies for a good amount of my childhood. And you think that my super religious, opinionated, and overbearing parents would allow me to watch a movie where 3 men dress up like women? No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. But now they don't fucking care. Because my mom lives an hour and a half away. My dad is dead. And I'm 33. So who gives a fuck? I do me. Patrick Swayze, Wesley Snipes, and John Leguizamo in drag is a fucking vibe. and the last one on the list. I saved it for last because it is a hidden gem. It is a low budget indie horror flick full of cast members who are basically complete unknowns. It came out last year in 2024. It is called Bystanders. It is the perfect representation of shitty things happen to shitty people, and you feel great about it. I don't remember all the characters' names at the top of my head because I don't have the list with me. I'm trying to make sure the audio is as good as I can, so I ain't touching my fucking phone. But it is a group of, like, they look like high schoolers. I don't think they're high schoolers. I think they're like early college age. They're like 18, 19, 20, somewhere around there. They're having a party. Their party is not just to have a good time. Their party is, we're gonna get laid. We're gonna get laid whether they want it or not. And we might even just deal with them after the fact. There's drugs, there's alcohol, there's crimes upon crimes upon crimes, like a crime sandwich. And as they're chasing people through the woods because they escape, to bystanders, to people who came out of nowhere that have no ties to this at all, decide to inject themselves in the situation, and hell ensues. Very quippy, very sarcastic, very dry humor, dry delivery, very bloody, very holy shit moment. It's like a more palatable spit on your grave deal. And I couldn't love this anymore. Real bad ratings on pretty much every other rating thing. Rotten Tomatoes, Letterboxd, IMDb. Not the best ratings, but you come to me, 5 fucking stars. Great shit. And the people are so happy that when you really like their stuff, because I've had 3 of the actors and the director, who is one of the actors, follow me on social media, check out my Letterboxd account, comment on it, message me personally thanking me, and I'm like, I just love when good people get good things happening to them just as much as I love bad things happening to bad people. So yeah, check out Bloodlines, check out Fantastic Four, check out Weapons. If you haven't checked out Tu Wong Fu, check that out. And definitely check out Bystanders, which I believe is on Tubi currently. I didn't watch it on Tubi, but it's on Tubi. Go check it out there. And now the last little bit of information while I have you. It seems every Friday there is new music dropping out there. It's the day for new music. Sometimes you get it at the day that it comes out and you get to check it out. Sometimes you're a little late. The last couple weeks, some great shit has been dropping. And by that I mean the new Wisdom in Chains Evergreen Terrace split came out like a week, 2 weeks ago maybe? I don't know, time is an illusion. But this is the best Wisdom in Chains has ever sounded. Or at least sounded in quite some time. They've been doing it for a while. This is the most effective they've ever sounded. This is well produced, yet gritty. Angry, yet like you still hear everything. And the fucking lyrics speaking to me on a spiritual level. I've never really been much into Evergreen Terrace, but a couple of these songs on this, they hittin'. And they even have a cover of Nazi Punk's Fuck Off. Evergreen Terrace has Nazi Punk's Fuck Off cover on this split. It's out now on all your streaming platforms. I checked it out on Spotify. It's really only like 3 or 4 songs per band. So it's 8 songs, I believe, in total. 7 or 8 songs. I don't remember if both are equal, but still. Also, we got new Armor for Sleep. A lot of people might know that besides Hawthorne Heights and like Saves the Day, Armor for Sleep is one of my favorite emo bands of all time. And this track, it holds up. It holds up. It's a pretty great single. It's definitely the best one that they've put out so far for this upcoming album. There's 3 songs currently. This one is the best. It reminds me a lot of their second album, that concept album about dying and then like seeing your life go on and like thinking of how you could have changed it and how people are coping. It sounds like something that goes with that. I've seen them live 3 times. They're incredible live. So I really hope I get the chance to hear this live whenever it is that I see them next, because there will be a fucking next time. But definitely check out the new Armor for Sleep track that just recently dropped last week. And new, the Sound of Animals Fighting album has dropped today. It is strange, it is creative, it is hypnotic, it is beautiful. It's what you get with Circa Survive, RX Bandits, Good Old War, Pyramids, and I think the keyboard player for Chiodos is currently in this lineup. It's what you think you'll get with something like that. RX Bandits, all whittly, noodly around. Circa Survive, very artsy, but with a high vocal register. Good Old War, got the melody, brings down the calmness. All together, it's like 10, 11 songs, I believe. A couple of them are lengthy. Every song is different. Every song is a vibe. They're currently going on tour right now that could be around your city. So if you go and you check it out and you fuck with it, please get a ticket. Let them know there is a demand for the Sound of Animals Fighting. And maybe they stick around, don't go back on hiatus, and we get another crazy album in like a year or 2. But that's it. That's all from me. We got the movies, we got the catching up, we got the music, we got all that shit. So thank you for sitting with me and killing a little bit of time. You can find me on all my socials at KillMurray603. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok as LariatX3, and even check out some of my wrestling content as The Indie Movement. So once again, thank you. Hope you have a great day.